Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Poppy Playtime theory on the channel. And today we're obviously going to be talking about Poppy Playtime and something that I believe could be massive if it's correct. But before we get into today's theory video, I'm going to warn you that this video will of course contain some spoilers for Poppy Playtime, so consider that your spoiler warning. And remember, if you like Poppy Playtime and the content and you want to see more of it on the channel, make sure to hit subscribe and let me know in the comments. But with that introduction being said, let's get into the theory video. So, I'm going to assume that most of us have played Poppy Playtime, or at least watch a video on the game, and have some general understanding of all the characters that we've been introduced to so far, for instance Stella, Poppy, Huggy Wuggy and Rich Avery. But these characters are not the main focus for today's video. It's actually more you, the player, the character that we play when we play Poppy Playtime. So, throughout my playthrough of Poppy Playtime, I always for some reason gravitated to the idea that you were in fact a toy also. And for some reason I couldn't shake that idea, so I lent into it a bit more. And this is why we have today's theory video. I believe that my instincts were in fact correct, and let me show you why. So, if you ever get the chance to notice when you're being chased by Huggy Wuggy through the fence, and for that matter, around most of the game world, you'll notice there's some small details that are darted around, such as handprints on the doors, handprints on the walls, and basically anywhere to assist you where you have to go as the player. And of course, the messages that are left on the walls in the vents. So, to better understand our theory video today, we need to talk about this little detail first, as they could be a part of something much more. So let's start with the hands. The hands we obviously see darted around the whole map, and it's obvious that they're there to sort of indicate some sort of place to go and objects to interact with. But I feel like they aren't just there for game design choice. I feel like they're there for much more than that. I theorise that these handprints in interactions with the world is evidence of past experiments, past people, or past characters. Because all of these little marks follow the same path the player takes, and they have the same interactions as you, pulling the door, jumping down, and pulling the box that sends Huggy Wuggy to his downfall, so he can Huggy Wuggy the floor. And these hands aren't just copied and pasted. They have different sizes and designs, so it's safe to say that they're intentionally put there, and I think they're just as much of a story element rather than just level design. So I do believe that these handprints are connected and, these hints around the level. And I believe they're trying to show us a place in the factory. What do I mean by that? Well, like I said before, I believe you were some type of toy, or have something inside you that connects you to this place, to Poppy. And as we know, all the characters have a VHS tape colour that's coordinated to them specifically. And the player is yellow, which shows us one of the original commercial tapes. All these tapes are linked with someone. For instance, Stella has a pink tape, and Rich Avery has a yellow one too. Confusing, I know, but we can ignore this piece of evidence because of the time and place. What I mean by this is look at all the conditions from both yellow tapes. One is a lot older than the other. From my guess, I would say it's around the 1960s, when the Maker Friend was created. Anyway, back to the main theory. So, if we are an experiment, what's everyone else? And do they have numbers? Do we have experiment numbers? I believe we can actually heavily theorise about this. So for instance, we know Huggy Wuggy is experiment 1006. And now that leaves us with a gap of 5 experiments that we need to be filled. But we only know of 3 handprints around the game, so surely we're missing some. Wow. While we don't know the identity of experiment 1005, 1004, 1003, we can certainly take a guess at the fact that Poppy is an original. Perhaps the only one that succeeded with the scientists, as she is going to be the one behind the majority of the wrongdoings in this factory, and the one that's out of control. But that's for another video. So, with that, we are missing experiment 1002. But alas, we are not, because there are actually 4 messages in the vent from past experiments. A message from green, pink, blue and red. Now these messages are warning signs to whoever enters the vents to search for Poppy's door. So while we have enough evidence, we don't have enough evidence at the same time. Again, we lack the identity of these certain experiments, but we know they're accounted for in the world of Poppy Playtime, as we can tell from the number of messages that coincide with the colour. But one thing we can agree on at the moment is that we can easily assume that all these experiments have failed, apart from you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I theorise that the player is in fact an experiment, and not only an experiment, experiment 1001, and is the key to Poppy's plans, as I think that experiment 1001 has an ability that Poppy lacks. But who knows? What could that be? Perhaps it's the ability to move, use the grabbing tool, or is it the fact that he has the ability to leave the factory? At this point, I would highly speculate that you, the player, Experiment 1001, has a connection to the original scientist that created these monstrous toys. And this is why Poppy wants you, as you are a key to her getting her exact way and what she desires and how the factory should function. There's also something very interesting about being the scientist, for instance, as well. Because if we listen to the last VHS tape, he talks about obviously his work and his work on experiment 1006, which we know is Huggy Wuggy. And from obviously what we can hear in that VHS tape, we know it's not going well. And could this be the reason why Huggy Wuggy attacks you so violently and so consistently? Is there a part of you that Huggy Wuggy sees that he saw in the scientist too? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think of this theory in the comments below. Let me know if you want to cover more Poppy's Playtime in the future. I do have a few more videos planned theory-wise that I can make. I've got about 3 more. So if you want to see them, or if you're curious of more content, make sure you hit subscribe and support the channel. It really helps a lot, and again, it's really appreciated. But again, let me know what you think in the comments below of this theory. If you've got any of your own, let me know so we can discuss it in the comments. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you the best morning, day, or night, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next theory video.